Okay, so I have my stuff in here plugged in to log in. So I'm just going to get signed in because if you want to use the social posts in command, you do have kind of one little step that you need to do ahead of time. And that is just make sure that your Facebook account is connected in your settings. So I'm going to go to mine and show you what it looks like or what it should look like. So up here at the top right, you have your photo, your name, and a little arrow. So if I drop down, I am going to go into settings. And I am just going to look for the Facebook post scheduling. So right now my account is connected. I can click manage and I see that's what I want it to look like. So if yours is not connected, it'll look like this. It'll have a blue connect account. So if I wanted to connect more, I could do that. It's just going to open up a screen with login to Facebook, and you're going to log in. And if you have any pages associated with your account, which you need to in order to do a social post. So a business profile or a business page, I'm going to select it and I'm going to connect it. And then that's as easy as it is. So that's really step one. Just make sure that your Facebook is connected. When I'm in command, I don't like to do a whole lot of bouncing around. So I don't want to get to where I'm trying to post something and realize that I need to go into my settings. So if you do this ahead of time, that really alleviates it. And it just makes it a little bit smoother and it makes it a lot less frustrating for you working in command. So step two for this, I need to find my images that I want to use for my holiday posts. So the easiest way to do that is going to be in designs. So I'm going to go into the designs applet. Keep in mind, you do not have to use these designs. I've had some agents tell me they really like them. There are some agents that think these are awful and they think they're ugly, whatever. It's totally up to you. You don't even have to use an image, but in a Facebook post from a business page, it does kind of catch your eye. And you can always find an image from somewhere else. So if you're really big into Canva and you are gonna, roll with that and you would rather stick with what use Canva. But I will show you the way just to do it in designs. I personally like the designs. There's usually, a few options for each holiday. Usually everybody can find something that they like. So you can see, I was working with a Merry Christmas one, but I am going to go from scratch. So I'm going to hit create design. And I am going to pull from social since these are going to be posted to Facebook. That is where I want all of my designs formatted. So I'm going to choose social. I'm not using a listing because I'm just going in and picking the generic holiday images. So I'm going to hit continue. So a little bit of kind of background info and designs. If you go into assets, I get asked this all the time because when I'm working in designs, I already have my headshot and everything like pre-programmed in. So I get asked all the time, how do I have that? So when you first go into designs, you default to the templates. But if you switch over to assets, you can add things like color palettes. So if there's a certain color that you always like to work with, you can add that in here and it's going to be kind of built in for you to choose easily. If there are certain fonts that you like, but the images, if you have a headshot, upload it in here because that way you're uploading it in here once and it's so easy to pull from this instead of having to add it in every single time. I do the same thing with logos. I work in designs a lot, so that's why I have all of the different colorways because unfortunately, this is the not generic, but this is the default color Williams logo. So if I'm working something with a design that's black, this has a white background. So that doesn't necessarily look the best and like the cleanest. So I have, this one with a transparent background. But if I am working with a black design, this Fayetteville Keller Williams Realty is going to get lost. So for that purpose, I have one with white text. So where I have all of these, I go straight into kwconnect.com. Even if you just need our one logo, this will be where to get it. So if you need just this one, it's good to have it just so, it's already in there. You don't have to fish around for it or dig through your computer every single time you want to use a design. but I'm going to go to resources and just hover over it. And I'm going to drop down into marketing. So this very first option, logos and branding, is exactly what it sounds like. So we're going to click in there. And I'm going to scroll down to, this will give you, just Keller Williams, but we want this to be specific to us. So look for this search bar and you can either put in 485 because that's our market center number, or if you can't remember that, just put in Fayetteville, making sure you're choosing the 485, just the Fayetteville one. And then you have a few options from here. You can hit preview and that's going to open up a new screen where you can just save our default logo as is, or so I have all of these and I have gotten those from downloading this. It will download as a zip file with basically every single, like the JPEGs, different files of every colorway that you could possibly need. So I picked a few default ones. It's always good to have, one with a transparent background, one that's all white, just in case, because there are some darker designs. So you can choose a few from there, save them, and then you can upload them here into your assets under your logos. And that way they're always available for you in your designs library. So it makes it super easy. So once that is taken care of, I'm going to go back into templates because I do need to find the images that I want to use for my social media posts. Easiest way to do this, since I'm doing this to do a Christmas and a New Year's, I'm going to drop down into holidays and I am going to pick from the December ones. So it's really nice. They've broken it down by month. If you're scheduling out your social media posts, for the month or for the week or whatever, I would come in here because holidays are one of the easiest things you can make social media posts for, especially around this time of year. We just left Thanksgiving, we had daylight savings. There's just so much going around that there's always something to make a holiday post about. And then you can fill in, your other social media posts around that. But I'm going to choose December. And it's going to be very overwhelming when I get in here because, as you know, a lot happens in December. So I can kind of break this down between size if I want. Stories, I'm not posting this to Instagram stories, so I would just kind of bypass that one completely. Usually I like to choose the square. That's really just personal preference, but these are good for Instagram and Facebook. Or social wide, if you're just posting it to Facebook, these are pretty good too. I kind of just like the way the square ones work or the way that they look. So that's usually why I choose them. And then from here, so if I'm doing a Christmas one, if you just want to do maybe a happy holidays, this is something that you could do, or just a cheers to a wonderful holiday season, so you're not leaving anybody out. You do have that option. If you want to do a specific Christmas one, we have 1, 2, 3. You have Kwanzaa. You have these two that could just really be used for whatever. So you do have some options. It's not just one Christmas one that you have to choose from. Because personally, I don't really like that one. But if you like that one, that is one that you can definitely use. I think for today, I'm going to use this Merry Christmas one with the presents. I just kind of like the way it looks. So that's the one that I've chosen. I'm going to hover over it and I'm going to click this use button. And this is so simple. You kind of have two options here. You could just completely delete out this logo because I will show you when we get into the building out the social post part. It does give you the option to add it in, but it is just going to be the generic one with the white background. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to come over here. You'll see that my logos are added under my assets. So this is super easy. And I'm going to pick whichever one looks like this DBA logo because I know that's going to look the best. So I don't want to use the two with the white background because it's just not going to look that great. So I'm going to choose this one. And since I have that one selected, I'm just going to hover over this and click replace. And it has put my logo in there. It is a little small, so if I want to size it up, I can until, this is really, it comes down to personal preference, what you think this looks like and when you think it looks good. So I'm going to leave that as is. I'm going to change the name of my design. I'm going to put 2022. I guess I'm really excited. Merry Christmas 2021. This does auto save. So it'll tell you last changes saved at 10/13. It is saved. If I don't really trust it, I can file and then save it manually. So this is my design. So that's it. It's just a matter of coming in and replacing your logo. Now that I have my Christmas one, I am going to go back because I do need to pick my New Year's one. Like I said, I don't like to bounce around and command a lot. So, you know, while I can use my Christmas one, go make my post, come back and, you know, make my New Year's template. It's just not really the way that I like to do things. I think it's so much easier this way. And I'm going to stay in this December because January, there are some New Year's ones, but they added in the 2020 too. So if you want to do the Happy New Year 2022 or the New Year's Day, that Happy New Year one, I like that one. Those are all options you can use, or there are also some in the December one. So I'm going to switch back to my social square. You have this Happy 2022, and that's really your only option in there. So from those, you know, pick which one you want to use. I think I'm going to pop back into January and actually use this Happy New Year one. So I am going to click use. Same thing, just hover over and click use. And this one is the square format, the way that I like it. Use whatever size that you want. It's really, you know, you don't have to do what I do. But same thing with this one. I'm going to click, oh, it's picking up this little design right there. So I'm just going to kind of finagle it so I get over to my logo. And this one is more of a gray, which I don't have. So I'm going to pop in my all white one instead. And that looks pretty good. And same thing, I'm going to make it a little bit big. And if I, you know, if I don't like the way that that's like going behind my logo, I could maybe move this around a little bit. Not really like how that's laid out. You know, I can rotate it. I think I'm going to put it in like that. So designs is pretty user friendly. Just make sure you're clicking on the right thing, and I'm going to kind of rotate this until it is where I like it. You know, if I want to click on this one and decide I want to rotate it as well, that's something I can do. Definitely work with the designs, you know, until it's something that you like. I can move. So those are connected, so I can't really do a whole lot with those. Move them back where they are. These little dots, I can move those around. I can move this around down here. So you can work with it a little bit. And if I decide, you know, I like my logo on the right side of images instead, I can easily do that too. And I'm kind of a logo on the right side of images. I don't really know why. It's one of those personal preference things. So I think I am actually going to leave it like that. Same thing. I'm going to come up here. Rename it New Year's 2022. I'm not very trusting, so I'm just going to file, save, make sure it is good to go. And then this will be my Happy New Year post. Okay. And then this is text. So if I, you know, wanted to be really extra, an easy way to do this, I could copy that happy. And I just did Control V on my computer. You can right click and do copy too. But I could put in 2022. So again, I just clicked on it. You can right click and copy and then right click and paste. I'm more of a keyboard shortcut person. So I just did Control C. I have a Windows. So, and then I did Control V to get it. And I just did that. So that way I could copy this text and make this look like, make it match this font and the color and everything. So, and it's kind of like if you've ever worked in Publisher, it will give you the guidelines. So this way I know I'm centered. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I could kind of mess with this, just make sure that I'm centered in my page. So those purple lines are showing that. So I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, so I already named it. I am gonna file and save once again. Okay, so those are the two that I am going to be creating a social post for today. You of course can use whatever designs you want, but I'm done in designs. So I'm going to hit done. Okay, so you can see my two designs here, which is great. Those are the ones I'm going to be using. What I'm going to do now is I need to actually schedule these to be posted to Facebook. So I'm going to go into my campaigns applet. So where you would normally run Facebook ads, and I'm going to click on it. So the thing with this, you do have different options and campaigns. You know, when you think of campaigns, you probably think of Facebook ads, but you do have the social post option. So this is where we're going to be. This is completely free. It's not an ad, so it's just going to be shown to whoever actually likes your business page. The cool thing with this, I can come in and I can schedule out posts ahead of time. So I can see for this week, you know, I have no posts. If I go to next week, same thing. But I'm going to start with my Christmas post. So since I'm doing these in the mindset that I'm posting that the market center is going to be closed Friday and Monday, I think I'm actually going to post this on Thursday, December 23rd. It's totally up to you, whatever day you want to post it on. If you are doing a holidays one, you know, maybe choose a day this week. If you want to post it on Christmas, go for it, whatever day you want, but you just need to look under this week of December 19th through 25th. And I'm going to find Thursday, December 23rd. Actually, I think I'm going to do it at 8 o'clock on Friday, December 24th. So I'm going to click create a social post. I'll let it think for a minute because it does need to kind of think about my logo. So over here, it is already defaulted to my page, and this is what my post is going to ultimately look like. So I'm going to start at the top with text. So I already have mine written down in front of me, so I'm just going to text or type it in. I unfortunately cannot talk and type at the same time. It will be a mess, so kind of bear with me while I get it put in. So I have our office will be closed December 24th through December 27th to give our agents and staff time to spend with their families. From our office to yours, have a magical, marvelous, and Merry Christmas. So I could kind of separate this if I wanted to. I don't really like how that works. So I'm just going to leave it all as one. But whatever text you want to put in here, you can also use emojis. This is, you know, our market center page. So I'm not really going to use emojis. This, of course, you know, this is your agent page. So put whatever your personality is into this while wishing the people who like your page Merry Christmas. You can make jokes about, you know, asking Santa for a house, whatever you want. Honestly, when in doubt, sometimes I just Google like business Christmas posts and I kind of get some inspiration from that. Or, you know, it can be super easy. You can just Google like, what should I post for Merry Christmas? I think that's where I got like this, have a magical, marvelous, and Merry Christmas, because that's not something I would have came up with. But whatever text you want to put, that is what is going to go in here. You do have a 2,200 character limit, which that's a very long post, but just kind of keep that in mind. Next is going to be my image. So if you are using Canva or anything like that, you're going to want to use this upload image option and just find it from your computer, or you can just drag and drop it in. Since I went through the work of picking this from the designs library, I'm going to choose browse designs library and I'm going to click that option. So this is my Merry Christmas. So it's going to be whatever you worked on last is what's going to pop up first. So I'm going to choose my Merry Christmas. I'm going to give it a minute to think. You can upload up to 4 images, so keep that in mind. If you're ever wanting to post something about like a new listing, you can definitely use 4 photos to highlight different photos. But I'm just going to use one for this. You get to choose what, where you get to crop it. I'm just going to use square. It's already formatted for that. But if you're bringing in an outside photo, you might kind of have to work with this. Just pick whichever one makes it look the best. I'm going to leave it as square and I'm going to hit crop image. Okay, DBA logo. So you can see that it is covering up the logo I put in with this one with the white background. To get rid of that, I'm just going to click that X and it is going to default to my original design. But you can, of course, use this DBA logo. And then it has the Market Center logos tab or link if you need to click this and go get one from KW Connect. It's just going to take you to this page. The reason mine pops up automatically is because mine is in my marketing profile. So whatever I put in there, it's always going to filter through to the command. So it kind of saves me that step. And then you can choose whether you want it on the left or the right, and you can choose to include your ownership statement. And it just pops it in on the left. You can see the little text. I'm going to go on to the schedule post. So I want to do this ahead of time because I do not want to be stressing about making a post on Christmas Eve. I'm going to be driving to Charlotte. I'm going to be eating food. I might be drinking mimosas. I don't want to be posting on Facebook. So you can publish immediately if that's something that you want to do. So it's super cool because you can pull from designs and you can come in here and make your Facebook post without ever actually leaving command. So that is an option for you, but I am saving myself some time. So I'm going to schedule post, and it does tell you the best days to post for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. If you want to go with that, go with that. If not, this is your business. Whatever days you want to post, post then. But I do not want this at 10 o'clock a.m. because the office opens at 8 a.m. So I'm going to click on this calendar. I have it selected as the 24th, which is what I want. So I want it to post on Christmas Eve. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to change it to an 8. I can use these options to bump it up if I want, but I want this to post at 8 o'clock a.m. and I'm just going to click out of there. So now it knows it needs to schedule the post at next Friday at 8 a.m. and it's going to post to Keller Williams-Fayetteville. That is it as far as building out the post. So I am going to hit schedule post. It's going to ask you, yes, I wouldn't have gone through all this if I did not want to schedule it. But now let me see, let me go to the next week. I have a post scheduled next Friday for 8 a.m. and here I can see exactly what that post is. So this is really awesome. It can be a time saver. I kind of explain this like meal prep. You know, if every Sunday you're making your meals for the week to save you some time, you can do the same thing with your social media posts. So if you're not very good at keeping a regular social media schedule, sit down on a Sunday or Monday morning or whatever day that you kind of have a free maybe hour, build out your posts for the week, and then you don't have to think about it. You don't have to stress on Wednesday about what you're going to post for the day because it's already going to be scheduled for you. So it is awesome. It's an awesome resource to kind of time save. So that is my Christmas post. I am going to go on. I have a chat. I figured you would like that, Sierra. Sierra probably meal preps. I do not, but I meal prep breakfast in case you guys want to know my schedule. So next is my New Year's post. So I'm going to go on to this week because I want this one to post on December 31st. So same thing. I'm just going to look for Friday, December 31st, and I'm going to click on it. Once again, I give it time to think. And I'm going to start with my text. Once again, bear with me. Okay, that was a little rough, but okay. So happy New Year from all of us at Keller Williams-Fayetteville. Our office will be closed Friday, December 31st in observance of the new year. If your resolution is to be in a new home in 2022, give us a call. So you can definitely have some fun with it. You know, it's a new year, new goals. If they want, you know, what's better than being in a new house in a new year? So you can definitely reference that, whatever you want to do. Same thing with the Christmas post. It is your personality. It is your business page. And then, you know, feel free to Google around, see what other people are using. Don't be afraid to take other people's ideas and make them your own. Same thing with this one. I'm going to browse the designs library, look for my Happy New Year post. My Happy New Year design, I guess, because it's not technically a post yet. And it was not ready to use. Okay. So the designs do kind of have to, they do take a minute. I really thought this one would be ready by now. Okay. So it just needed a few seconds. That's fine. So same thing, I'm gonna leave this one just as a square, and I'm gonna crop image. And I have, that just doesn't look that good. So I'm just gonna click out of that, include my ownership statement. Actually, I do not like how that looks. Okay, I'll leave that as is. It looked okay on the Christmas one. It does add that kind of white border. It just doesn't look that great on this Happy New Year. So I'm gonna leave it off. Schedule, December 31st, same thing. I want this one to be at 8 o'clock a.m. because that's when the office opens, and I'm kind of notifying that our office is going to be closed. So I'm fine with this being on this Friday. Otherwise, you would probably want to post this. You could just switch over to January and change this to New Year's Day, because you're probably not referencing anything about the office being closed because you guys create your own schedule. But it's up to you. And you can also publish immediately. So if you forget to do this and the day of you're scrambling, there's an option for that for you as well. My page is checked, so I couldn't do this without. You have to at least have one Facebook page selected. And then same thing with this. I'm going to schedule post. Yes, I want to schedule post. And now when I go to this week, I have one for Friday at 8 a.m. I can see exactly what it looks like. And I have one for 8 a.m. that Friday, and I can see exactly what it looks like as well. If I made a mistake, I can click the 3 dots and I can either edit the post or delete the post to keep it from posting. So, are there any questions? I'm actually going to stop the recording.